I'm headed. I need to know which way should I go. I need to know if my struggle was worth it. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know that I'm gonna make it. I need to know, cause I'm getting too old. I need to know that my time wasn't wasted. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know that my lyrics are merely words that I speak. I need to know that there's no work, there's more than paper and ink. I need to know that I should conquer a surrender defeat. Cause my back's against the ropes and I wasn't feeling a beat. My life was oh so sweet, but now it's rotting in bruised. I need to know some repercussions from the drugs that I use. Now I face the repercussions from the life that I choose. Peace, blood, and I'm better to live. Permanently bruised. I need to know if I could win or if I'm destined to lose. Wish you could lace up in my kicks and walk a mile in my shoes. I need to know if you could take it, end up dead in the nose. Cause I've carried all my burdens, I got nothing to lose. I need to know if this rap game is truly more than a drink. I need to know, should I pursue it or just let it just be? Cause I know that I got passion and I truly believe that this fire cranking movement, it is destined to be. I need to know which way that I'm headed. I need to know which way should I go. I need to know that my struggle is worth it. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know that I'm gonna make it. I need to know cause I'm getting too old. I need to know that my time isn't wasted. I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know which way to turn. This road run out, all bridges burn. But it's all my fault, don't blame the soul. It hard inside just like my bones. All alone, no present purpose in a cold stroke. Lost standards, earth so hard. The word of any words works. Just a cold ass road, I'm standing sure. Is it really worth it when you fail so many times? If I die, well, then I'm right on my tombstone, I try. Self-inflicted struggle, lowest call of the trouble. Man, it's hard to see the picture, missing pieces to the puzzle. I need to know, will I figure it out? All the loops of my people, if it will worry it down. Tell them look the other way, till I figure out this maze. And I close the last chapter, finally put this book away. Now, hold up, wait, don't turn the page. Last paragraph, I gotta punctuate, reiterate. I can't escape, go back and race this twisted fate. It's what it is, I can't forgive. Just change out my story. Yeah, for the ones that know how this struggle is, I'm sending you a condolences.
I need to know which way that I'm headed. I need to know which way should I go. I need to know if my struggle is worth it. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know that I'm gonna make it. I need to know cause I'm getting too old. I need to know that my time
there he is.
I need to know.
What up, Benji? Mr. Mr. Jensen, Shell, you love this song? I played it one other time when I opened up this live. All right. Well, I look like Medusa, y'all. Be ready. Fucking mouse ain't trying to work. God damn it. Matt looks worse than I do, though. Haha. Yeah. All right, so here we are. It is a ask all, tell all, husband, wife question and answer.
What up, Josh?
There is
There's my homeboy song right there, man.
Josh Jensen in here.
In the comments.
He wrote that song that you heard. That's the second time I opened up to it. And everybody seems to love it, Josh. I love the fact that you allow me to use it because I absolutely love that song. So,
dude, I grew up with Josh. Good dude, man. I never really knew we grew up together, went to school together. We always been tight, lifelong friend. I never knew he was starting to rap. One day, I remember we actually had the same exact car at one point. We both had a gold Cadillac, and I pulled up on him on the gas station one day. And he was listening to something, and I'm like, "Damn, bro, who is that?" He's like, "It's me." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here, you." He's like, "Yeah, that's me." And he handed me a CD, and I started bumping it, and I was really into it. And then at this point in our life, we were tight, but we were just moving so fast in the streets. It's not like we had no problem, no beef. It was all love, but we were just moving too fast, and we didn't see each other for some time. And the next time I heard his music, it was in jail. I was in jail, and I was in church, and they played this AIDS song, and my boy, he wrote the song, and he you should give him the link. Let him tell it. Josh, you want to come up right quick?
Well, I mean,
he'll come up. But yeah, man. And then it wasn't just a song. Now I'm in church, and I'm like watching my boy like sing, and he was with another dude that I went to school with and grew up with. I was like, what the fuck? I was like flabbergasted as I'm sitting there in jail, and he ended up winning. You won. What'd you win from that, Josh? You won something. I remember. I can't remember what you won, but you did your thing on that thing, man.
That's a
I
great
always
song.
pushed him, man, to keep doing music as the channel grows, man. That song right there is him. He has like a little LP out.
That song hits me in the feelers every time I hear it.
But
I'm not even trying to lie. All of his songs I listen to all the time.
Yeah, he makes good music.
So tonight is Ask All, Tell All. From us. From friends to relationship to marriage to Santa dreads.
Happy holidays.
Ho ho fucking ho. Anyway, so welcome everyone. Thank you, Single Mom Forum. I'm so happy to have you here. Christina Dragonfly, what up? Cats in the house. All right. So does anybody have any questions that they'd like to start off with? For us, it does not matter. No holds bar, because you know how I do. Email so I can. If not, I'll start out. Matthew.
Ooh, fuck. Ah.
He found a cut.
Oh, the cut from before. Woo.
Oh, stop being a sissy.
Hand sanitizer to that mofo.
All right. Matthew, what is one thing I do that is your biggest pet peeve? What can you not stand?
Bitching. All the time bitching. Easy. Married life. What can you say? That comes with that, you know. It is what it is.
I guess the honeymoon's over, folks. Bitching.
Yeah, definitely not looking forward to the menopause life.
Menopause.
How many more years do we have? That's like a prison sentence. How many more years I got?
Bitch, I've been having menopause. I had a hysterectomy 7 days before you moved in, asshole face.
So we're to the good.
Oh, it gets better from here, darling.
Well, if it started, then I can look forward. Not I don't have to wait it.
Penelope wants to know, when you have different places or plans, how do you decide which thing you're going to do?
Pretty equal on that.
Yeah. We always pretty much have the same ideas, thoughts, plans. I can't even finish sentences with I can't finish sentences without him, you know. It's like, oh great, I'm so happy I had that idea, because he just fills it right in, or vice versa. We have pretty much
going places. We don't really.
We like the same things. We like to go the same places. Wow, not a good way to start off, Matt.
What? Then you must not be married. I'm just, listen. Married life. Hey, look, it is what it is. You gotta deal with it. She don't have her bad days. I don't have my bad days. She gotta eat it, take it on the chin, and I gotta do the same.
Sometimes he takes it on the chin.
I'm not saying I don't bitch, and I'm not in menopause.
Was each of y'all's good points about your marriage?
Faithful man.
He looks good naked. Good points.
Oh,
he is. I guess for real, he's me with a penis, pretty much. Like we are. I always said from the start, when you find the person who is exactly like you and the opposite sex, that's how you know you found your soulmate. I've said that from the beginning. So Dolly's in the house. So I think that makes a really, really, really huge difference, because we have the same thoughts, morals, values. You know, we built a strong foundation equally because we wanted to make sure that we were on the same page from the start to the end. communication was a big thing because
Yeah.
he was my go-to when I was single, and I was his go-to when he was single. So the two of us got together, right? And we know each other's dirt. We know just about how much of a whore each other were and whatnot. And so we had.
I tell that one chick I was talking to before I was with Noel, when I was in South Florida, Miami area. This chick was like, hey, I don't want you talking to that chick Noel anymore. And you got to remember, like, this probably happened like 4 or 5 times. So I'd be like, all right, Noel, I got to cut you loose. It's about that time. And listen, she told me this once. She told me the same shit. And I'm like, man. So we would like lose contact. And but like the last time before I got with Noel, there was like a real, like, this chick was like real, like adamant about me not talking to her. And I told her, I'm like, nah, fuck that. That's my friend. It's just not going to go down. You can't tell me who I'm going to talk to and who I'm not going to talk to, because I've already been down this road and I don't like it. And this chick,
34 years.
So she hated on that, man. And then I was tired of her shit one day, and I'm like, all right, let's do this, Noel. Let's just try it, this experiment. And when Noel, remember that you had the, remember that you cussed the chick out from the damn jail, the one, all type of shit.
Yeah, some bitch called him from prison, and she's like, "Is Matt there?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's in the shower. This is his wife. Go fuck yourself." And I hung up on her. Sorry, you wasted your money on your phone for that. Bounce, nigga. Because it does not matter if we're together or not. I'm that ex that will always come back, and ain't no one gonna be able to stop me. Just the way it goes. So I think, I don't know, what are good points? Good points are that we believe in the same things. Like, we have a strong faith in religion, which I know isn't a big thing for a lot of people. Some people are more spiritual. They think of other things, and that's fine. No one's going to judge anybody for that. But
we pray together.
Every night we pray together. We have the same sense of loyalty. I've been divorced twice too. So, hey, third time's a charm. Maybe. I'm not getting a divorce, but I'll sure as fuck dig a hole and put an in-ground pool on top of his ass.
We both have faith. We have a tiny bit of disagreement in the faith, but we, same principles. But, when I got with Noel, well before any YouTube shit or whatever, the only thing I was really using was Facebook at the time. And this is when, like, if you grew up like listening to rap or anything, like T.I. was divorcing his wife Tiny, and I was like watching that reality show and shit. I really wasn't on social media like that. Plus, I've been to prison so many times, but I was like, man, this social media shit will fuck a relationship up. So I told her, like, listen, if you've seen a penis before, if it's been in and around your mouth or inside you, it's time to block it. And I'll do the same.
That was a big rule. If somebody has seen you naked, they're gone. If someone's seen me naked, they're gone. That was right off the bat. We agreed to get rid of any other social media we had at the time so that we could focus on, building the trust. We, our PIN to unlock our phone was the same. Our passwords were the same. He can access any of my accounts at any time and vice versa. I think because of our history and the fact that we knew each other as well as we did, that was a really important part of how to start it out, because we needed to be able to know that we had that trust and faith. Before he even moved in with me, we'd been talking about it for quite a while, and I texted him one day. I'm like, Instagram, email, password, Facebook, Instagram, or Facebook, email, password. And he was like, oh, what about this? And I'm just like, think it was Pinterest or some stupid like that.
No, we didn't use Pinterest.
I don't remember. I have no idea. Oh, you're right. I don't think I
It
did.
might have been.
It was, I don't remember what it was. He goes, well, what about this one? And I just laughed. I'm like, okay, I have one more account. Okay, whatever. I'm like, but as soon as I figure it out, I'll give it to you. And he did the same. So it was just very big that we needed to know that we could trust each other because we knew each other so well. And we got together on my birthday 6 years ago. And what'd we do? We sat and we took a walk down the corner to the bar that we used to go to all the time. And we had talked how many times, like hours on the phone, in person, whatever. And we literally just were just like, you know, one of us is going to have to move. Well, I had kids, so you're going to have to move. Not me, because I have my kids in school. So he moved back home, and it was just a big thing, you know.
I had a job lined up, right? Yeah.
Afterward, you moved in with me, and
No, I had called.
I had just had a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
And I was on bed rest for what was it, 8 weeks? Something like that. So when he moved in, I said, don't just go back to work when I can go back to work. And that's what we did. We literally just spent the whole time together.
Kind of a gamble, though, because I was not really, but
it was a Hail Mary. We did a Hail Mary because we both knew that if something happened where we broke up, I didn't just lose my lover, my boyfriend, but I lost my best friend. And I would have lost him altogether. And I didn't want to lose him. You know, I never wanted him out of my life. He'd been in my life on and off for years, and then he was a steady constant. So what about you? How'd you feel? Because I know that we were both very iffy.
Oh man, I got out of prison, and what I decided to do.
2 months later, he found me on Facebook.
Yeah, that's kind of funny too, because I thought it was. That's funny.
Go ahead, tell him.
I thought it was.
You thought I was a fucking dude.
No.
Spit it out, bro.
What I did is I got on one of my old Facebooks. I got out of prison, and I had a phone in prison, but they didn't really want you on social media like that. I made like one video, but I deleted it. I was to the end part of the prison bid where I could go to work release. So I was working and shit, and they had let you have phones in there, and I was on like every dating app. I was running around Miami with my pants off. Like I probably dated like, I don't know, at least 20 chicks down there.
He didn't date. He fucked and ran. And let me tell you guys, they were not all 10s.
And they're all psychos.
They were absolutely. Not all 10s.
But I got out, man. I tried to get with my this one chick that I was with for like a long time in my life, and
which was really at a bad time. That was the first time we stopped talking because I had booked plane tickets to come down to spend a week with him after the new year, and he I have a 3 text or call, like any combination. I will contact you. I'll give it 3 times, and if I don't get a response after the 3rd time, you never hear from me again. But I already booked plane tickets. To come out and see dumbass. And so I'm like, you know what? He didn't answer me, and it goes against everything I believe in. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care, but I think you at least owe me an explanation as to why we are not talking right now, because
what is that?
I'm coming out to see you soon, and you're not answering me. And then he turned around. It's nobody, baby. It's the neighbor. He's tripping over his own damn feet. And so he calls me back, and he's like, oh, we're fine. I'm just with family, this and that. Okay, whatever. And then what? A couple days later, he's like, listen, I think me and Agatha, we'll call her Agatha, are going to get back together again and see if we can make it work. And okay, cool. No problem. No problem at all, because one of my friends here, and well, not here, but on the other coast, we started talking, and he actually flew up and spent Valentine's Day with me. So this dumbass sold me out for Agatha, and then he calls me what? Agatha. What? I guess like in Marchish, and he was like, I'm sorry, this and that, I shouldn't have done what I did. I'd like to start talking to you again and see how we go. Well, of course, it's long distance. Has Matt ever thought about starting an OnlyFans page? Not if he wants his dick attached to his body.
I don't know. What the hell would I do on there?
Make money.
Like wear thongs and stuff with the Santa Claus hat?
I don't know. Like
maybe.
Like
$1.99 I think I can get?
Jerking off and all kinds of like sexual.
I don't know if I can jerk off on camera like that. I'd feel awkward. I don't know if I can do it. I'd be looking at the webcam. My ADD is too. I'd be bugging out.
Like you could post like naked pictures or like
porn is fake. I can't be like.
If you record a video like you do for YouTube, you could just post it to your OnlyFans.
Nah, I'm good. Because then it makes it weird. No.
That makes it weird. Because especially at this point, like White Boy Lockdown Radio is going to be on OnlyFans. And so, what about when his subs find him? Like his own personal channel's YouTube family.
Check him out.
Hey, Snickies. They turn around and they're like, oh, damn, look at that.
Snicks. Come here, Snicks.
I've got holes, but not for my man. Yeah.
He's in the chat. Smash the like. What up, checking? We got
Skunk,
what's happening?
Not
Post pictures of box fans
to get married a third time. Screw that.
I like that one, Skunk. $1.99.
My mouse isn't working.
I can make a thumbnail like I'm about to jerk it. I like Skunk's idea. He says just do box
Skunky, fans. I found
so the thumbnail is like
a meme
rubbing
for
the nipple.
you. Actually, I found a song for you.
And I was a fan. Yeah, that's a good lick right there.
I was never planning to get married.
What up, September Virgo? Happy holidays.
Either.
Good people.
I had zero plans on ever getting married again. I enjoyed my time, alone. I enjoyed Agatha. Josh is laughing at Agatha. I'd been in way too many abusive relationships.
I don't even think Josh.
I have been through hell and back. Everybody knows about my heroin addiction and the struggles, and I just wasn't ready to get married again. Who the fuck? It costs more to get divorced than it does to get married. If you think about it, it wasn't something that I wanted to do, but somehow he convinced me that it would be a good idea. So here we are. All I wanted was a new dress and a party. I went about it the wrong way. No, but we had a good wedding. Josh can tell you it was a little on the off the hook side.
Yeah, it was fun.
His brother was like, "Your wedding was lit as fuck." You remember that?
Yeah. This my little brother's Santa hat. That's why I'm wearing it.
Anybody who saw the video, the live that Matt did, I recorded it about his little brother passing away from an overdose. He absolutely adored me. He absolutely loved me, thanked me for saving Matt's life. And said that without me, he did not know where Matt would be. And Matt was like, that's right. It's true. He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget that. So I may end up killing him, but I made a promise that I would never leave him because I would never let anything happen to him. So sometimes you have to kill someone. Hey, what's up? Check-in is in the house.
There's too many people for me to type it, man. Just shout out to everybody. I'm just gonna say that.
Trust is a big thing. So
yeah, trust is huge, man.
Trust.
A lot of people, man. Trust is hard to break because, look, you could apply it to anybody in life, family, friends, coworkers, people you've follow on social media, whatever the case is, but really solely you know yourself. It's tough. You can't break that because that's a bond, you know. And that was, you know, when I got with Noelle, I had known her a long time
Since you were 12.
and we always had like, you know, we always
I'm gonna get the picture. BRB. Continue the
had
story.
really good conversations and stuff, and had dated her for like, I don't know, like a week
Oh,
when I was
God.
like a kid, but just remained cool and stuff. And I was with this crazy bitch for a long time, and she was whacked out. So was I, though. I can't really say that, but I don't know. You know,
So-
Miami's crazy. A lot of women down there. I was around butt naked. It really was.
This is my husband when we were 12. Isn't he cute?
Really.
Yeah, really. Really. Look, you can still see the resemblance. Check out the ears.
Yeah, but God blessed me with a lot of big things. I got big old hands.
Big old head, big old mouth.
I got a lot of big things, so I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to God.
Dear Lord. If you can change anything about each other, what would it be? I mean, I think I'm perfect. I'm kind of fucking charming, so just kidding. What would it be? What would you change about me?
I would change. We both are a lot alike, so when we get into an argument, there's two hard-headed people, and it's like
It's like a war.
it's bad. So
You don't want to fight against us.
you need
And then
somebody
you don't
humble.
want
man.
to. You don't want
Somebody
to
has
break
be
the
humble.
fight up if we're fighting because it's everyone's just like,
Get out of there, you
"Oh my
little shithead.
God."
Get out. So yeah, man, it's bad. You know, it's just stupid. I don't know what the hell. It's just
Those who pray together stay together. Yes, sir.
we've been praying for years together. Yeah, absolutely.
Break in, feta is in
You gotta
the
pray,
house. What's that fet?
Look, the world's getting crazy, man. I didn't even tell you. Did you know about the teacher that gave the kids the dildos and the butt plugs?
Why didn't I have a teacher like that?
No, man. This is middle school kids. No, it's fucked up. And the teacher is spitting on the
Hey,
dildos.
Steph.
Noel,
Okay.
he's talking about, hey, this is how you do it. Don't
This
teaching
is how
little.
you do it.
No, man. This is little girls and boys. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm just having that has nothing to do with the subject at hand,
Yeah,
but
but it's some sick shit.
it is sick shit for another time.
But the world's getting crazy, man. This is spiritual warfare. I really believe in. It's what's happening. Hey, get out of here.
Noel and Matt, I love you both.
Go.
Thank
Get
you.
rocks.
Thank you,
Get up
Fat.
out of here. Go.
My rabbit likes to go in his storage room.
You little shithead.
And Matt doesn't love it.
Come here. Come here, Snakes.
If you hold out
All right.
for all tens, you get none at all. Damage goods.
All right,
All right,
relax,
Skunky.
Bud, relax.
I mean, like I'm saying, like they haven't,
What are you
I
getting all
haven't,
excited for?
they haven't
Relax,
opened
bud,
tens
relax.
for me
You get
either.
all excited for? What
I
happened?
mean,
It's okay, bud. Relax.
when the vodka runs off, wears
it out.
off, they're definitely not tens. The soul must,
All right,
the
bud, all
soulmate
right.
must
He gets
be.
all nervous. Look.
No, your soulmate is not non-existent.
All right, Sneakies. All right.
Matt
Okay,
and
relax,
I-
dude. Relax. Take it easy. What happened? Take it easy, bud. Relax. What happened?
Matt and I had
All
a
right, dude.
beautiful friendship and great
Take
foundation.
it easy, dude.
And it took years. I mean, you have to understand dating today is like, let's go out, have a couple drinks, let's fuck, let's whatever, let's move in 2 days later. And you can't do that. I lived across the country, so I mean, we couldn't do that. But we had to sit there and get to learn each other. You know, we played stupid games like random questions. Like, okay, I would just randomly, okay, what's your favorite flower? What's your favorite color? And he would ask some, you know, whatever he wanted to ask, and I would ask whatever I wanted to ask. Fucking rabbit for now. And that's pretty much how we got to learn a lot about each other because we were across the country. It's not like we could video chat, but you know, it's not like you're in the same room cuddling and whatnot. So, did you see I busted my forehead open again? No, Steph, I did not see that. Hey, September Virgo, how are you? Post pictures of box fans. Cat Scratch said, Matt. Yeah, so that was always a big thing for us is communication and just, you know, trying to prove, I think, that we could have faith and trust in each other, because at one point we were laying in bed and Matt and I were just talking, and he just looked at me. He's like, I can't go through it, not with you. He's like, out of everybody in this world, he said, I can't deal with it with you. He said, don't hurt me. And I'm just looking at him like, dumb motherfucker. I'm not going to be the one that hurts you. Like, I'm always the one that gets hurt. But I knew I could trust him and have faith in him because that was my best friend. You know, he'd never failed me before.
It's tough though, because you got to understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, Noelle we both would be ripping and running. I'd be calling her. I'd be like, man, fuck this bitch. This bitch just tried the shit out of me. Let me tell you what she did. And then she would never be like, oh, work it out. She'd be like, leave her. And when it was Noelle, I'd be like, all right, you talked me into it. And same for her. So like all these, like this is going on for like years. This is why like there was one chick that she knew that, and she's like, I don't want you talking to her. And I had so many girls that made me dead her. I had to call her all the time. Hey, it's about that time.
Happened twice.
Call you when
and then just to make sure that he didn't forget me, he would just get random, whatever kind of selfies I felt like sending him. He'd call me. It'd be like 3 months of not talking, maybe, because, you know.
But it's hard though.
You do your own thing, and he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, I'm sitting here at a safety meeting at work with a boner. He's like, that's not okay. I'm like, oh, well, I guess you ain't gonna forget me today, are you, nigga? So that's the way it went. That's how we were. We always made it a point to stay in each other's lives, even if it was just random text or pictures or whatever. It didn't matter, because we always checked in and made sure each other was okay. I mean, this idiot Agatha and him had a fight, and he calls me, and I had this idiot. I don't give a fuck about him. Fuck him. He was there, and Matt is telling me about how Agatha like drug him across a parking lot with the car. The cops came. It was on video, and they did nothing. She stole a suitcase full of his clothing. So now I'm getting in my truck because I'm going to pick him up, and my stupid ex threw my keys up a palm tree. Do you know how fucking hard it is to climb a fucking palm tree? Like, that shit ain't easy. But at the time I got my ass beat the fuck out of him, shimmied up a palm tree, fucking fell down, called him. I'm like, bro, I'm on my way. He's like, oh, it's okay. My brother got me. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. It took me like 2 years to tell him all the shit that I had to go through just to be able to get to the car to be able to come get him. But whatever. It was good that he went to his brother's house, because I don't know, shit would have gotten probably crazy if I had gone, because that idiot would have jumped in the car, and then I would have been going down the highway, and I would have just fucking kicked his ass out, hit the eject button, and if he wouldn't have left, then Matt would have beat the fuck out of him when we got there. So, you know, to each his own.
Got stabbed one time by Agatha. Listen, this is the craziest shit.
She stabs him. And then she tells people he beat her. You stabbed him. He never beat you. You fucking made him bleed. You drove him down the parking lot, hanging out the car.
One time I was selling drugs and stuff. I was selling pills.
Just this one time. This one time, I'm begging. This one time at drug camp.
And this one time though, I was dealing with these people. They were from Canada. They're cool people. I had to go over there and watch UFC fights and stuff. I was cool with like the lady's husband. She's like an older lady, and she was she was like large and in charge or whatever. Like, it was like not. I'm like not so into like the lady. Like it's not about that. I was just like getting a couple dollars. Like I used to make fast money, and so obviously they both had my phone number. Duh. So they would hit me up like individually and whatever. I go do my thing with them. And this chick got so jealous. I don't know where this fucking rumor came from, but this lady, Lagatha, came up with this fucking theory that I was banging the Canadian lady. I wasn't just banging her. I was banging her in her ass. I'm like, are you joking right now? Like, it's not even like my forte. But I could not break the stupidity. There's nothing I could tell this lady that I did not have butt sex with that other lady. There's nothing I could say. It was like nothing I could say. There's no lawyer I could hire to get me to beat the charges that there's no charges. So one time,
if the glove
I'm just like pissed off about it. I'm like, listen, I did not have butt sex with that lady. I'm clear of this. Where's the evidence? Produce the evidence. There's no butt sex. And this lady stabbed me in the shoulder with a screwdriver. Man.
He should put your dick in someone's ass.
I got stabbed for not. The truth of the situation is I got stabbed a few times in my left shoulder for not having butt sex with somebody that I was selling drugs to. Dirt.
I mean, listen.
And then she tried to run me over once, and then after that,
bandit comment of the night.
After that, when I was in Miami, she decided that it would be a good idea to call the cops. Look, in Florida, one person's going, so she got into an argument. It was like another like butt sex argument where this is like not even existence in reality. I'm like, why did you just call the cops? Why would you do that? So the cops are coming to my place. So I picked up like a freaking pot, like hard boiled eggs. You boil hard boiled eggs in. I picked it up and out of the sink and I whacked myself in the head with it.
I wish I could have seen that.
The joke's on you now. Now you hit me. You want to play with the police? Let's play with him then. So now I got blood dripping down my forehead. Again, let's rewind. She calls the cops on me for zero reason, for just being spiteful. So I'm like, okay, if one of us is going, you've been doing all the lying. You're going. Blank. Hit myself in the head with the pot. Now I'm bleeding like crazy. The cops come to the door and they separate us. And this is one time I really should have listened to the cops. There's like three of them that had me on the squad car. They're like, dude, you want to tell us something? Even though I hit myself in the head with the pot, and even though she's lying, after she ran me over, after she stabbed me, after like 90 other events, I still didn't have like it in my heart to like put her in jail. So my dumbass says, oh, I was shaving. The cop's like, bro, you were shaving the top of your forehead? I'm like, yeah, I got some goatee up there. And it's like a bad, I don't know.
I have a goatee on my forehead.
He's like, dude, look, man, you really need to start talking to us because that lady over there is making you look like a horror movie. And then I froze. I'm like, what?
I never heard of a butt sex.
He was like, listen, man, you better. This is the only time the cops try to help me, but I was so stupid to see it. They're like, dude, that lady's making you look like a monster. You don't want to tell us anything? And I'm like, nah, I shaved my forehead. They're like, all right, turn around, cuff up. Listen to this. I'm in the squad car. I'm going to jail. I go to jail. Some idiot decides, hey, I'm breaking out of jail tonight. So they lock the jail down for like 3 days. I'm in there for no reason. Somebody called domestic violence. I hit myself in the head with a pot. Okay. I don't even have my wallet. Guess who's got my wallet? Conspiracy Butt Sex has my wallet.
Conspiracy Butt Sex.
So 3 days when they open the jail up, I can make a damn phone call. I call a bondsman. I'm like, hey man, I got a job, I got money, this and that. They're like, oh, your bond's been posted. I'm like, how? I didn't call anybody. Okay, how's it been posted? Lagatha bonded you out.
With his own money.
Wait a minute. How was the payment made, sir? Oh, with Chase credit card or debit card. I'm like, this fucking bitch. This bitch.
There you go, Peanut. How many times have you been stabbed, Matthew?
By her?
I've never stabbed him. I've hit him with a fucking 6-piece combo one good time.
Times.
But I've never stabbed him.
From the shoulder. Yeah, she got me good. Big ass screwdriver too. It's crazy. What up, Pino? Pino's in here?
Yeah, I dropped the link. I've never heard of a butt sex stabbing.
Man, I never had the butt sex. The chick was cool. I was cool with her husband. They were Canadian folks. They just like to get high. And I was making fast money at the time. I never even was looking at that lady like that. I never, like, that was a monkey wrench from hell. I remember this, like, rumor was getting so bad. I called the lady's husband. His name was Alfredo. I'm like, bro, look, I know that there's a theory going on about this butt sex that I had. Bro, I'm telling you, man to man, I've never done that, bro. Would not disrespect you like that. I don't have any interest in your wife. Like, dude, every time I've been to your house, I've been on the couch. Like, I never, like, sneaked off with your... Dude, it's never been like that. And, man, he even believed me. He believed me. It's crazy, man.
Sup?
Hello. Hold on, let me put my camera on. It's a little dark where I'm at.
We see your teeth, though. Shiny as ever.
What's happening? Talking about crazy ex-girlfriend.
I'm finishing my joint watching the Rasta White Boy Locked In radio right now, Santa Claus.
He reminds me of somebody, huh?
Talk about, you ever been stabbed by ex-girlfriend?
Have I ever been stabbed by an ex-girlfriend?
Let's get a crazy ex-girlfriend story.
Yeah. Because we're talking about everything goes. It don't matter. You know how I do it. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I was just talking about...
All right, so I got a story, but it's not an ex-girlfriend.
All right, whatever.
I've never really got into crazy relationships like that. But
smart.
I did get into I was messing with a girl at one time, a long time ago, and I guess her ex-boyfriend was a little crazy. And I was going to pick her up. I was sitting out front parallel with the street, going to pick her up. And dude, her ex-boyfriend stayed like 2 streets down, so he always used to stalk her. But I didn't know nothing about this. You feel me? I was just like trying to get some pussy. I didn't know nothing about this. So I'm just there to pick her up. So I'm parallel with the street, and he pulls up on my car, and in his car, he has a Cadillac, a big boy Cadillac. I was in a Lincoln. And he rolls down the window, and he's like, what y'all going to do? I'm like, who are you? He's like, oh, I'm Vito. I'm her friend. He's like, what y'all going to do? I'm like, shit, we're going back by my crib to chill, you feel me? He like, oh, can I come? I'm like, man, I don't know about all that, big bro. Right? So he go to reverse his car. He's like, oh, all right, no pressure. He go to reverse his car, right? She come out the house, and she goes straight to his car window because she sees his car there. So she goes straight to his window, and she starts, like, arguing. But I'm thinking, like, I really ain't thinking much of it. So when she started to throw her leg on top of the car, I'm thinking, oh, this bitch drunk. They playing around. They having an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend fight or something like that, right? Yeah. I'm not knowing that she throwing her leg on the car for a reason. So she go back in the house. She come up to my car, and she throws her like deodorant and perfume, her little bag with all her shit in it on the passenger seat, right? And the only reason I know what's in her bag is because the shit spilled all over the floor after the fact. But so she go back in the house, she throw the shit on the passenger seat. She like, hold on, I gotta go back in the house and tell my mama something. I'm like, all right. As soon as she goes in the house, all I hear is, this motherfucker hit the gas full throttle into the driver's side door of the car, bro. He drove his car into the driver's side door of my car, right? So I'm like, fuck. Yeah, so I'm like, fuck.
So I try to get out the car. I can't get out the car. The door's jammed. So I get out the passenger seat and I start running down the road, calling them all type of fuck niggas because he drove off, right? So I'm like, oh fuck nigga, right?
He slammed into you and then put it in reverse and dipped.
He slammed into me, put it in reverse, and started dipping. Yeah.
Damn.
So look, so I find the door is jammed. I can't get out the driver door, so I get out the passenger side door and I start yelling down the street at his car. Right? I don't know if he heard me or what, but this bitch hit the brakes. This bitch get out his car. He throw his car in park from like, I would say it's a good 75 yards away, 100 yards away, a good football field, right? He throw his shit in park and he start running at me, bro, from like fucking 75 yards away. I'm like, oh, bet. So the bitch started running at me. He's a fat fuck too. His name Vito from Boca. So he started running at me, right? As soon as he get, you already know I've been in the chain game, bitch. I know how to sidestep you. As soon as he get 3 feet in front of me, I hit the meanest sidestep and hit his ass. He flew like the way I hit him because he was running at me from like 50 yards away. So
he ran right into it.
Right, he ran right into that shit. So then she comes out the house screaming. He flew on the floor. She come out the house screaming. Her mama come out the house screaming. They talking about they gonna call the police, this, that, and the third. So boy, I'm like, man, fuck it, whatever. So boy, at the time I was in a Stolo. The Lincoln was a Stolo. I already got convicted of this, so I don't even care. I could talk about it. I already got convicted of stealing this car. So goddamn, the Lincoln was a Stolo. So he get up, her grandma or whatever come back out, they break it up or whatever. He get up, he start walking towards his car, right? Me, I'm still in snap mode. I get in my car, back through the passenger seat. I turn the Lincoln around, and I'm talking about I mashed that bitch at like 70 miles an hour in a neighborhood, in a residential neighborhood at that, bro. This is all going on in a residential neighborhood. I mashed that bitch at like 70 miles an hour, dog. And I got scared, like right before I was about to collide, I hit the brake a little bit and I was going like 40 or 50. And I hit the back of his shit. Now you got to think, he got a big ass Cadillac. I got a big ass Lincoln. So when I hit this bitch, bruh, the only thing that happened to his car is the trunk flew up and the sides outward dented, bro. And I hit him at like 40, bro.
He was in the car?
The front of the Lincoln looked like a snow mound. That bitch just went up like that. The whole hood just dented up, right? So now I smashed into the back of his car. Now he ain't to his car yet, so I reverse and I try to run him over. He go up in somebody's driveway or some shit. So now I'm like, fuck, the police coming. Everybody done heard this shit. So I reverse at like 60 miles an hour up out of this dude's neighborhood and then drop the car. Take the plates off the car and drop the car.
Damn. What did she tell him?
I will tell you, all this is a true story. She knows who I'm talking about. She knows everything.
What did the chick tell the dude?
I don't know. I was gone by that time. Oh, so apparently she was telling him not to fucking run into my car. That's why she was throwing her leg on top of the hood. That's why she was arguing at the window. But me, I ain't thinking nothing of it because I can't hear the conversation.
Yeah. You probably weren't even paying too much
attention.
Like,
this bitch is drunk. She's just throwing her leg on top of the hood for no reason. But later on, I find out that she was doing that shit, you know, like trying to stop him.
That's crazy as fuck. That is crazy. Yeah, you never seen dude after that?
Nah, I ain't never seen anybody after that, ever.
Man, he probably don't want to see you either. You gave him a taste of his own medicine. That's crazy as fuck, bro. That is crazy. That's like beyond psycho. That dude pretty much.
Bro, it was crazy, dog. And I had found out like later on through my homeboys because they knew the chick originally first. You know what I mean? Not saying they fucked the girl, but like they used to hang out with the same people she used to hang out with. And I was fresh out of prison at the time. So like I didn't know none of these new people on the scene. You know what I mean? So they they started telling me after the fact, after we ran into the car and all this shit happened, they were telling me like, bro, that nigga crazy. That nigga stalks her and this, that, and the 30s, always watching her.
That's crazy. I bet you that dude is still doing that to that lady to this day. Because how do you not like how do you lose that way of thought? That is fucking crazy, bro. Damn.
Cat Scratch wants to know how many times you've come on my feet.
Oh, I don't have any foot fetish, man. Nah, I don't have no foot fetish. I'm not one
weird to me, bro.
Yeah, it is. I don't. I mean,
the
I don't.
dirtiest part of the body.
Yeah, I don't like any. I'm not into no feet or hey, take a shit on me and all this weird stuff. Nah, ain't on that.
Ain't no shitting on
No,
me.
I'm good on all that.
I'm
Nah,
good
just
on
old
all
school.
that.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the R. Kelly.
no, none of that, man. I don't have a foot fetish. I don't know. I don't understand
Alright,
dudes that
check.
really do.
Love you.
Listen, there's websites these dudes buy feet pictures off. It's crazy, man. Crazy as hell.
Yeah, someone was
Finder.
telling me about that.
They
That
make-
people
They
buy
make
pictures.
money.
Yeah, there's like really like
I was
feet.
gonna
There's
show the alley feet.
foot simps. Foot
Hold on,
simps.
I'm gonna go inside real quick. I'm finna help Ali out. I'm finna get her on the stream too. Hold on.
Oh, we got Pino in the house, y'all. If y'all don't know Pino, just click the avatar.
Yeah, feel better, Jack. We love you.
Oh, I
So,
can't really see the chat from over here, so I'm gonna hop on the phone and see.
what would you say our worst fight ever was?
Oh man, we have a lot of bad ones. Like I said, man, if I had to fix one thing, it'd be arguing. Look, man, I'm gonna tell the worst fight ever. I don't know. There's a lot that stand out, but personally, for me, will be the last how I got arrested. Look, I told y'all when we argue is two hard heads. Nobody, either one of us like buckle. Somebody has to get the last word, and when that happens, it's just stupid things being said. So I leave. That's what I always just did. I started doing that after I got not stabbed, not ran over, but when I hit myself with the pot. At that point, I'm like, man, listen, I'm just leaving. Fuck this shit. I just went to jail. This lady called the cop on me for absolutely nothing. Let me rewind that story. Before she called the cop, she had a pork roast in the oven. She threw it at me, but I dodged it. But some of the hot grease hit my shoulder.
Like fresh out the oven, she just took it out and fucking.
So I'm like, what the fuck
him.
are you doing? Are you crazy? It hit my wall. There's grease and shit all over my wall. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? I guess she felt embarrassed, dumb, mad. I don't know what was going on. She calls the law. And like literally she's hitting 911 and telling me she's calling the cops. I'm like, for what? Throwing a pot roast at me? And then she just says, oh, I need an officer over here right now, blah, blah. So that's when I popped myself in the head. I'm like, okay, you want to play with the police? Well, let's play with them then. Blah. I'm like, hey, I'm bleeding. Let's see what they say. And
I really wish I could have seen that.
It was so stupid. But after that, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. Because what's the chance of somebody escaping from jail? And then she bonds me out with my own money. I get to my house and she wrote a note to me. And then she herself got the charges dropped. But what a stressful like 2 months that was, because it's just crazy, man.
He had to like beg her to drop the charges
for nothing.
And like she dangled it in front of his head, like right over his head, and was like, "Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, oh, maybe. Oh, I think I changed my mind."
The text. She's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, or this and that." What up? It works.
Yeah, it's working. I'm just gonna go take a shower. Ready for you.
So,
hey, let me use the bathroom right quick before you go in there.
So.
Oh.
He domestic violence himself. So I think the worst fight that we ever had. Oh, Matt always has to go to the bathroom last minute. Ridiculous. And he'll sit there for like 25 minutes for no reason, just because I feel like it. Like, that's probably one of the worst problems that I have with him is get that motherfucker up off that goddamn toilet, bro, because I gotta go pee. But I think the worst fight that we ever had was in the beginning, because his friend kept trying to like compete, because he went from being like, you know, road dog, like that's my nigga, to now I gotta share him with her. And so like I hit him in the head and told him I was gonna cut his throat. I'm like, bro, get the fuck up out of here. You did it. She did do it.
Damn.
So, abs. Yeah, he
probably got to unmute your mic.
He was like, he always like used to be like quiet around me, and I can never figure. I'm like, why? The fuck? Like, what's up? And Matt's like, y'all gotta talk, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm like, what's up? I'm like, why you act all weird? He's like, man, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, you need to talk about it. What the fuck? Like, he lives with me. My fiance lives with me. That's your best friend, right? Y'all came up together, and he's like, man, I can't talk. I can't be myself because you be putting down. Bruh, you like 6 foot tall. I'm 5'5", and I be putting down, and you're scared to talk. So it gets like carried away out in the parking lot, and he's like, man,
Allie be putting down on.
I be putting down, bro. I run that shit.
Is it the one dude?
Yeah, nah, yeah.
Allie be putting down on me, bro.
I didn't know that.
Allie be putting down on you. I mean, sometimes it be that way. Sometimes she gotta put her foot up your ass and get you to shut up.
She got her mic muted.
And she muted herself. I didn't do it. Unmute yourself. Let's see, can I do it? I unmuted. Wait, unmute. Yeah, unmute.
Mom, I really like this.
I think she got it muted.
She has it muted. Unmute yourself. You can't unmute your guests
All
because
you
they
gotta do
chose.
is click the microphone at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you'll see like a
I
mic.
know that, but it's going in and out.
Oh, there you go.
She got it.
So we fighting in the parking lot, and like he run up in my face, and like I pushed him back, and I was like, oh god, here we go. And then he come running back up at me again. I like fucking like I heel palmed him in the forehead, and put him back. He came back, and I fucking swung on him. And he came back again, and he's like, bitch, I'm from Trinidad. I said, I will cut your motherfucking Trinidadian throat. I'm like, what the fuck you want? The fuck up out of my face, bitch. So Matt jumped in the middle, and he's like, don't touch her. Don't put your hands on her. He's like, I'm gonna have to kill you. And I'm like, he ain't gonna touch me, because if he'd have touched me, he'd have done it the first 3 times. I fucking pushed his ass back. All he's trying to do is make a point. But like Matt, he caused me to stop. Like I chased the dude down the fucking road with a knife, and people up inside the house were like, yo, Matt, Noelle's chasing so-and-so down the road with a knife in her hand. And all of a sudden I hear, Noel, at the top of his lungs. I tucked my tail. Like, I woke up, and he's like, God damn it. Close my fucking knife, put it in his hand. He goes, get in the house. Walked around. I'm like, y'all a bunch of motherfucking snitches. Fuck all of y'all. Fucking telling on me and shit. But after that, when he moved in, he like, we were clearing out drawers and shit to make him, he's like, no, why you got all these knives? I'm like, I didn't think I had that many knives. But after that incident with this dude I was chasing down the road, he's like, what if he'd have stopped and grabbed the knife and, came at you and like stabbed you? I'm like, bro, I never seen somebody run that fast in my fucking life. You think he was gonna stop? He was gonna stop and take the knife from me? He's running from me. Like, that shit, get out of here. He's like, someone's gonna hurt you. I'm gonna have to end up going to jail. I'm like, nah, you straight. Don't worry about it. Well, he was still on PRR back in that time. So, I mean, I can't, I had to, behave. But he got to the point where he's like, you stay ever going to change. I am the only person to ever take care of me, Like, my ex-husband tied me to a chair and stabbed me for 2 days straight. Shit was not cool. I'm the only one that ever took care of me, that I had my own back. So I ain't afraid to fucking fight with nobody. I mean, what? How much worse could you do to me than that's been done before? So fuck that. What do you think, though? Give me something positive advice about a relationship to make it work. Y'all got any kind of advice? How do you make it work? How do you go from like a fight to a positive, let's fix it and make it go away? Pino and Mrs. Pino is quiet. Sorry, having technical issues. I bet. She's. What'd you say? She said, I'm stoned. It's best for society tonight. Hey, if that's how you do, that's how you do. Sometimes you gotta be stoned.
I don't know why, but my shit going crazy. My Wi-Fi going
Yeah,
crazy.
she said it's technical difficulties. But what advice do you have? How do y'all fix stuff when you going through it and it's like bad? Like, how do you just say enough's enough? Let's stop fighting.
Majority of the time we separate ourselves. Not as in a relationship, but as in just separate ourselves.
Right, like spend some like alone time. Like Matt and I
Yeah,
sometimes I'll like 5 at night. It could be 5 in the afternoon, bright as day. I'll put myself to bed. I'm a fuck night, bitch.
yeah. I mean, we both have cars and shit, so it's like, if we need to separate ourselves for an hour or two because we're up each other's throat, we'll separate ourselves.
See, my thing
Or I
is
jump
like
out of a car.
I jumped out of a car once in the hood in the fort.
Yeah, she likes jumping out the car when she gets mad. That's why I don't try to fight in the
You
car.
heard that?
I just what happened?
When they be fighting in the car,
Yeah.
She be trying to
she'll
jump
hop
out.
in the car. He's like, that's why I don't try to be stopped in the car because she'll jump out. Who does that? I'll jump out that fucking car. I walked 2 hours home one night. 2 hours home, like deep in the fort, bro. And this one dude come up to me. He's like, "Yo, I'll give you $5 to suck my dick." I pull my knife out. I'm like, "How about I stab you and you go fuck yourself?" He's like, "I'm going to fuck myself right now," and he ran away from me.
$5.
Right,
This ain't no blue light special.
bitch. This
$5.
ain't like, yeah, for fucking.
Jesus
Well, you
Christ,
know how it
that's
is in Fort
1960s
Pierce.
prices. Tell inflation is hard.
But Abby does the same thing. She have out the car. But I did that, I think, 2 or 3 different times. I jumped up out the car, and then 2 hours I get home. And that's the one time I swung on his ass with a combo.
What's that, Ali?
One of those.
What, the dreads? The dreads?
Yeah, I need one.
I like that.
Yeah, but that's 45th Street Flea Market. I guarantee you can probably get one.
Yeah.
They gotta have them.
So, what would you say is the most awkward sexual experience you had with me?
Oh, when I fell asleep in your butt.
Ah!
Too many Long Island iced teas.
Man, we got tossed out of 2 bars. We get home. We told this and when I did the talk, let's talk about sex. Checking convictions, who was in here, she interviewed me and asked me a shit ton of questions. We get home, start fucking around, starts fucking me in my ass. Okay. He comes and passes out on top of me.
Tired.
6 foot, 220 pounds, 5'5", $120. Now I'm like trying to squirm. I'm like attached like a dog. Like I'm attached personally, like physically attached by his body. I can't move. I'm trying to like get out. I'm like elbowing him and shit. I was all kinds of pissed. I couldn't get him off me. Finally, I get out of. I'm like,
I was out of there,
fucking
bro.
breathe. I can't move. And the dumbass is fucking passed the fuck out. The next day, he's like, "Hey, good morning." I'm like, "Fuck you, nigga. I don't want to talk to you right now." He's like, "What'd I do?" And I told him. He's like, "Oh, damn."
Oh, you got the mouse?
I took yours. I'm gonna give it back though because all these other ones are malfunctioning.
I'll put it. Does Allie have the camera?
Falling asleep happens though. Yeah, it happens. When you catch like a bunch of fucking balls.
It was a drunken escapade, man. What do you expect?
Escapade?
I didn't listen.
It was a hostage situation.
She was hitting me with elbows.
Like,
but it was one of them when you ain't nothing waking you up.
Trust and believe. 220 pounds ain't wake up. Not even didn't even try. Didn't want to. He just was just like snowing and stuck like a dog. I was like attached. Not cool. It was not cool. Not cool at all.
Hey,
my most awkward experience sexually was
my stream and I'm gonna load from her channel so she can get all
right then.
The Wi-Fi.
Much love.
All right, I didn't hear what he said. He's cutting in and out.
Yeah, because
what is it?
The internet and shit.
Oh, he's internet shopping.
Yeah.
Hey, I dropped Pino's link, man. If y'all don't know, if you're unfamiliar with Pino, man.
And Abs is Pino's wife.
Hey, Al, you got your IG link? You can drop it. She's still in here, right?
Yeah, she here, and she has a wrench, so she could drop any links she wants. Yeah.
Same with Check-In, Sluggy. Y'all, y'all can drop your links, man.
Footloose said it was a hostage situation. For real though.
I was literally just trying to look y'all up, but I'd rather y'all just do it yourself, so I don't have to keep searching. Because I'm trying to keep up. I'm not trying to do the chat now and stuff. So if you Sluggy, drop your link. Check-In, go ahead.
Check went to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, so my most awkward sexual experience with him was luring him out of my friend's house because he wouldn't wake up. He passed out. This is Ab right here. He passed out. He wouldn't leave her house, and she had to go to work, okay? And so she's like, you got to get him out. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I crawl over. I'm like, yo, you want to fuck me? And he's like, with his eyes closed. I'm like, all right, let's go. So he gets up willingly now. And now we go and we are on the way to my place. Do what I gotta do. Get up, start getting dressed. I'm like, put your pants on, I'm taking you home. You know, it was kind of He's drunk, hungover still. I'm just trying to get him to go home. We get to his house and he gets out the car and he's like, yo, come on. I'm like, what? He's like, come inside and meet my family. What fucking kind of one night stand is this, motherfucker? Like, you had this shit planned.
When? Oh, that was when I tried to marry you in the parking lot?
That was the next night. He proposed to me in the middle of a bar parking lot, drunk. And all these drunks were around him, cheering him on. And I'm standing here like...
I wish I was with one of my buddies that night. I'd have got knocked the fuck out that night.
So...
I don't know how I bitched that dude up. What a moron. That dude could have flicked me and knocked me out.
I could have knocked you out. He fucking... So I'm sitting here. He's on the ground, right? One knee with this ring in his hand, proposing. Now my friend, who has begged me to get him out of her house the next morning, was cheering us on because she's stupid and drunk too. And then, so I'm like, of course, yes, of course, I will marry you, Matt. Because you can't not, like, how do you do that, right? You can't just, like, turn him down like that, right? So the next day, I'm like, oh, in here, you know, as I'm driving him home. And he's like, why do you have that? I'm like, because we're engaged. He's like, what? I'm like, we're engaged. And he's just like, what are you talking about? So I tell him what happened. He turned bright red. Then I get to the house, and I have to go in and meet mom and grandma and stepdad. And, like... in my pajamas with like just the fresh, just fucked hair.
How you doing?
Hey, I just fucked your son. I was trying to get rid of him, but he made me say hi.
Memorable moments.
Yeah, memorable moments.
You're damaged goods with no regrets.
He should have came with a disclaimer, I'll tell you that much. Not when you're trying to get him out of the house. I'm telling you, like, so later on that night, he's like, okay, you know, let's hang out again. So I went back over there. This time I, you know, just out the shower, I looked decent, you know, so that his mom, I'm like, I'm sorry, I showed up in my pajamas earlier. I didn't expect to, you know, Noelle, I will propose to you one day. Aw, Sluggy, I will say yes.
Oh, yeah, you seen that one. What's up, Footloose?
Okay, let's see. So how long were we together before getting married? 2 years.
Yeah, but I had known
actually a little
long time.
A little less than 2 years.
Before that, we talked a long time though.
Yeah, we like he always, ever since we got back to being friends, was like, he would tell everybody, even when I lived across the country, he was gonna marry me one day. So it was just like an ongoing thing.
She didn't write me no letters in prison though.
I didn't know you was in prison. Dude, you thought I was a man when you fucking friend requested me.
No, man, I got a buddy and his name is Noel. And the dude has like 90 troll accounts. on his personal Facebook of all things.
And one of his troll accounts was my full government name that you knew.
No,
Rebel Coffee. Much love to both of you.
Oh,
thank you, Rebel.
I knew a dude in prison.
Next, in a couple months, we'll be married for 4 years.
Yes, good. It's going by fast.
Fast.
We got.
What up?
It's a little low. I can hear you. Listen, I was when I left my ex, the one that stabbed me, the one that stabbed me because she said I had butt sex with the person that I did not have butt sex with.
Oh, I ran that bitch through the mud.
And then attempted to run me over, and then called. And then I guess I had a domestic on myself. I guess. But when I left that spot, I'd
like to press charges on myself, officer.
I had got out of prison and I had a job in Miami, and with these Cuban people, they really liked me, and they had a house that they owned, they lived in, and they had another house that they were renting out off Hollywood Boulevard, and they had built an efficiency off of it, and they were like, I just didn't want to go back to the area I got sentenced out of prison out of because I didn't want to get fucked up again and get back with the people that I know. So I purposely told my classification officer, just send me to Miami. I'm like, if I can't make it in Miami, then I can't make it nowhere. So I'll go to Miami. I don't know nothing about Miami. I heard of South Beach. That's it. I get this job in Medley, Florida. It's like a little tiny town. And then I ended up going and living in the hood in Miramar, like gunshots every fucking night and shit. But it was chill though. It was actually a cool neighborhood. I didn't care about it, but they were renting me this little efficiency for like $400 a month. It's like literally like a size of like maybe a master bedroom, with a refrigerator, a bathroom, everything in there. And that was my life. And then I'm like, I gambled with Noel, and I didn't even think we were gonna make it. Like I'm just like, all right, let's just try it. We both were like doubtful.
It was a Hail Mary. We did talk it out. We did everything that we possibly could to make it work because we knew the end game was going to be, it was like all or nothing. And we didn't want to end up with nothing.
And it was like, it went from literally an efficiency, and I built a bike, like a beach cruiser. I put like a weed whacker engine on it in Miami. Because in Miami, they got all these like Palm Trans and shit, or they got all these trains, Metro. I forget the name of them. There's a trains. Tri-Rail. What's the one in Miami, Pino?
The Tri-Rail is what I used to drop you off at every day.
Yeah. I would take the
Metro.
Yeah, I would take the Tri-Rail from Hollywood Boulevard, fucking to the Metro station off Okeechobee, and then I get off that thing in the hood. And I fucking hit up the Weed Whacker beach cruiser. Me
prison skills,
straight prison status. I'm a guy. One time I'm going to work and this black dude waved me down. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" He was calling me John. I'm like, so I just played the role of John. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" He's like, "Hey, man, you still want that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I still want it." He's like, "Oh, here you go." This dude hands me an 8-ball of Molly. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. I'm like, all right, I got you. Man, I don't know this dude. He just handed me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what he gave me. He just handed me. He went like that, and I'm like, I took it from him. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. See you later, man. And I got to work. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't know what it was. But man, I went from the fucking efficiency to now the house, and on a doubtful, like sketchy. Fucking
Hail
Mary pass. I'm just like, all right, no Noel, a long time. She's always been there through all these chicks. Let's just try it. What the fuck else could happen? And
what's the worst that could happen?
And you were the same way though. Yeah, crazy ass dude. You called me one night, all that crazy ass shit was happening.
Yeah.
And
that's why it was so hard, because we knew everything about each other and what we've been through. So it was like we knew like we had to be 100% solid and honest and make it so that we could trust each other, because we already knew that we were not the best stand-up people in relationships. And people found out about us. Like I said it before, people was putting bets on us and shit. Like we ain't gonna last. Like, oh, it's like Bonnie and Clyde. Like, holy fuck, they're gonna blow the town up. So we did. We shook that shit up. We ran shit for a long time.
We did it. We made it happen. Just had to, you know. But think about it. Who else did you get with that you put like some social media rules down with?
I ain't ever discussed anything with anybody because I didn't give a fuck.
And then like,
this is me. Take it or leave it, bro. Because
it probably.
I'll leave the house tonight and come home with somebody else. Like, don't fuck with me.
I mean, how many other dudes did you had you talked to like through relationships? Like you had went through a couple dudes. I had went through a couple chicks, and we were just like, I remember I'd be like, "Yep, this one ain't working." And you'd be like, "Yep, I left this dude, this schmuck," and then we'd be like, just going here and there. We were like tight and close. And then remember the chick that I was with, or I left her when we took the gamble, and she kept blowing my phone up. I'm like, here, you handle it.
I always had to handle it.
Listen,
why I gotta do it, Abby? Give me like one piece of advice for you and Mr. Pino. When he is on your last ever loving nerve and all you think about is like picturing yourself like stabbing him in the face, what do you do to calm yourself down?
I leave. I get away from him.
Everybody leaves. See, the problem here is you want to leave. Bitch, you gonna leave. We going back. It's gonna be the same because I ain't finished yet. You ain't give me a chance to get this. I want to talk it out. I want to fix it. If you leave, you coming right back into the situation you left, and we going to straighten it out then.
They love each other.
I leave, and he blows me up on my phone, and he's like, no, and he starts arguing with me on the phone, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you.
I could tell y'all
and then
really
we sit there and argue.
They do. She adores him.
I could tell y'all really love each other. And, you know, not like we hung out like a million times or nothing, but I could tell just the way y'all interact and shit, and you could see like that. I don't know, when we met up in Naples, just the way like you guys, it's hard to tell, you know, when you see it, I guess, like I don't know how to explain it, man. I guess you just see it. Like I could tell like y'all had like the long haul. You know what I'm saying? How do you explain that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know.
With that big ass
unexplainable.
You know what I mean?
They
it's hard to explain,
are
right?
very, very much alike, just like we are. And they have a lot of the same like thoughts and feelings and stuff. And I know her because I talk to her all the time, and she knows me. And you know, we both are like the same person when it comes to the way we think and feel. So for her to be with Pino and for Pino to be with her, it's just like the same situation here because they met in like a sketchy kind of way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and yeah, I'm sure you had a lot of ups and downs, but
who's on panel? That's my friend Abby. Her husband Pino is here with us in the background.
I shared his link. You'd have to pin it. Can you pin
he's
it?
He's in the same room, so he didn't want to echo. So he's on my other headphone.
That's it. Yeah, that's straight.
That's Pino. Hit it. If you hit his avatar.
Okay, here we go. Do you think
he's got a big channel
that marriage changes the relationship?
If you let it.
Yeah, it's
only if you let it. So we always like joked about getting married, and then we started talking about it like serious, and he's like, well, will you marry me? And I was just like, yeah.
I'll do that now.
And he was just like, really? He's like, yeah. I said, yeah. He's like, well, when do you want to do it? Well, I don't know. Tell me. You tell me. And then he was like, my birthday. Okay. And that's how it went. The only thing I think that really changed is that
when you meet somebody,
I get to call him my husband, but I used to call him my husband before we were married anyway. So, but now I can threaten him a little bit more seriously because, bitch, I know where you sleep.
It's different. Yeah, it's like a step. You know, it's a different.
I think a lot of people think of it as like a status. Like I want the forever and ever happily ever after, that white picket fence and the kids and the this and that. And at the end of the day, like it's not all white picket fence and like rainbows and butterflies, because you know we have to deal with the fact that like we are equally the same in every way, shape, and form. Like the stubbornness, the thoughts, the passion, the wants, the goals. We always want the last word. And god damn it, the fucking last words sometimes are bad enough to kill people.
I think it's a commitment, and this is my first time being married, so I don't have experience with it or nothing. But if I don't want to have a second time or a redo, or it's something that you got to take serious, and it's like so it's different than
It is the same thing because we lived together. I think like I think that it's there's an extra sense of like security maybe.
Just hit the reset because I don't.
You want me to just make an account?
Make a
log
password
into your Twitch from the new account.
Yeah. Do it like that because I actually forgot.
I think it's more security, I think, for both of us, because we both knew we weren't going anywhere, and now we know like we're not going anywhere. It's I don't know. It's not like a status or like a championship level. It's just more of a like this man. For when people found out he was gonna get married, they were just like, "No way!"
What happens?
And then people were like, "Wait, you're gonna marry him?" And they were like, "No way!" And then we did, and it's just like, but why is it such a big deal? You know, we've been through so much together before we got married. It was the same thing. We still lived together.
But you're gonna need the.
So it was it wasn't really much of a change because we always lived with the same respect of being married.
You know what this is?
Do you guys have trust issue?
Yeah, it's right there. You see the bottom?
No, not anymore.
So it changes every 60 seconds.
For me, I can say the beginning was the hardest. He moved in like right after I had my hysterectomy, so he really like picked up the whole like 100% because I couldn't do anything. He wouldn't let me do anything either because he wanted to make sure that I was going to heal and be okay. So once we were able to I was able to not be on bed rest, it turned around where like now we're able to leave. We're able to meet people, each other's friends and go out and do things. And I think that's when the real test, came into play because, it's like we could be normal people again. And so I think that was the hardest part for us. But we still to this day, like unless he goes to work, we don't go anywhere without each other. If I got mad at him twice. I went down to the end of my road, made a left, and there's a parking lot there, and I parked right there. I could have walked, but I drove just because I wanted to be a bitch, and I sat there for 2 hours playing solitaire. It's because I have such an amazing life. I'm so popular. I played solitaire at the freaking parking lot down the road. But no, there's the trust factor. It pretty much just fell into place right away because we both already knew what we wanted. One of the biggest reasons that relationships or marriages fail is because of unmet expectations. So when we got together, like before he moved in, we discussed what do you want? What do you expect from me? And vice versa. And if you talk about it and put it all out there on the table, it's kind of fail proof. I mean, like I said, it doesn't mean that we don't fight and want to kill each other sometimes, but do I trust him? I trust him with my life. I know that as long as I'm with him, I'm always going to be okay. And I think he knows that too, because ain't no one going to fight for you or with you the way I do.
Yeah, that's true.
And the same for him. So
you gotta have trust, man. You gotta have trust. You have, you know what I mean? I don't know, you know. I can honestly say though, I never really I never prayed with my I don't really know any girlfriends I prayed with. I remember it was one girl I was dating, like I tried to pray with her and she just wasn't with it. I don't know. I never really had like faith. I guess that comes with age though. I don't know, right? Could it? I don't know.
it just came with us.
You know, it's what's crazy.
It doesn't matter. I don't think how old you are doesn't matter. I think it's your character, as your person, you know, who you are inside and outside. And we both have such strong beliefs and faith in just so many things.
What's crazy is when I'm younger, I'm sure everybody's parents do this. I don't know if you're raised in old school, I don't know if people do it nowadays or whatever, but like my mom is like, you got to bring home an Italian girl, this and that. And I'm like, man, screw that. Because I did my very like first girlfriend or whatever.
That was me.
No, yeah. I don't know. Whatever. The first like serious one, I guess, was Italian. And this chick was like super hit happy. So I blazed her. And then I was like, man, I don't want no Italian girl. Like these chicks are crazy. So I like purposely like
my
avoided
sister.
And then, so I go in life with all these people and nothing works out. And at the end of the day, mom's right. I end up with an Italian lady. It's crazy. Like, I don't know if that's like, I don't know what that means. It has to mean something. But I was like avoiding like,
I don't think it matters.
Moms, I guess, like
your nationality or your
religion. Well, it's just like
I think religion, I think, is probably like the biggest issue. I think because like I'm Roman Catholic and so is he. But if say one of us were to marry a Jewish person, well, we have complete different ideas and thoughts and beliefs in religion, or like, you know, Muslim or any religion out there. I mean, there's just, you have to be able to mesh well on every angle of your relationship for it to be like a complete circle, for like, you know, you guys to like intertwine. And I think that is a bigger issue than I think like whether you're white and black or Italian or Spanish or whatever you are, you know, like it's your thoughts and your faith. And if you don't believe and feel the same way, I think in all aspects of life, including your religion, it's hard. Like I know people that are together and they are like, one's like a Democrat and one's like a Republican. Well, how do you have conversations about serious situations like that when you don't really necessarily agree on those situations that you're discussing, you know? Hey, Tasha. So I think it's very important that you're able to talk about everything.
What's up, Rebel? What's happening?
Do we have kids? I have kids and he is a stepdad. How is that moving in from being a single man to being with me and having two stepkids? Because they were young. It's 6 years now. So
damn, it's been flew by. I don't know. To be honest, it's easy because I think kids are a little different than how I came up. I thought like teenagers were going to be like a handful and all this. They play video games and look at the phone. I was like out there ripping and running and giving my mom a fucking headache by their age. Like I was like getting ready to kick some ass with these kids, but there's no need to. Like they're good. I don't know. But I have friends and they all say the same shit. Like, I don't know, man. Life has, like, the world has changed. When I'm 15, 16, I'm like already like really
I
give
was
my
already
mom stress
I was addicted to drugs,
like,
and I had been arrested.
Any of that.
I was smoking cigarettes at 10. I was blessed. My kids are nothing like me. That is an absolute blessing because, you know, we were blessed because we have good kids.
They listen to the same music too. It's weird.
I raised them on all my music.
The kids nowadays listen to the stuff we used to listen to.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I raised them to come up like on. You can't just listen to like one thing. Like you need to know about like your mom and how she came up and like how she was raised. Like when we moved here, it was a culture shock to them because we came from a mountain town where it was all white. Like if you saw a black person on the street, it was like almost weird. Like you knew they got lost or something. So when we moved back home to where I come from, my kids were just like, we've never seen so many different like nationalities and just different types of people. They're used to farmers and, redneck, hillbilly, mountain people. So it was a big adjustment for them when they came home. But I think we did good raising them and getting them to where they need to be.
Yeah. I'll show you the comments. It's hard to chunk out one.
What, Abby, would you consider to be the most awkward moment in your relationship with Pino?
Shout out, Mama. Hell yeah.
Awkward.
Is there a moment that stands out, like from the beginning, or I'm sure it was in the beginning, but like what stands out the most that makes you feel like, damn, that was the most awkward shit I've had to fucking deal with?
Let me show him. I gotta show him something. I got this.
Ben? Can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You guys don't think there's anything awkward? Like it was just pretty much smooth sailing?
Maybe when I met him because of the way I met him.
Family and stuff. Other than that, not really.
Yeah.
Meeting family. I met your family without you there.
Yeah.
That was awkward. He was either in jail or in prison, and he told me to go have St. Patrick's Day dinner with his family.
And that was
By
the first
myself.
time you met them?
Yep.
And
Except for your mom and
what
dad.
did you do? Did you just knock on the door and you're like, I'm here? Because
I
you're
knew his mom
like,
and dad
you're like
because I
me.
met him a
You're
couple
just gonna,
times,
like,
but
get off and
everybody else, that was the first time.
So, well, I met Matt's mom and grandma and stepdad off one night stand. But Christmas time, I was like, let me know when dinner's over. I'll come get you. And he lied to me. And
step people in the chat. I see. I got this.
I showed up to pick him up, and everyone was still sitting down at dinner. So I got to meet the entire family that way. This was a gift to Matt. Even though I'm not from your sack, I know you always got my back. Happy Father's Day.
Look at this shit they gave me.
It's chestnuts. It's soap on a rope. And like I forget what the box said, something like keep your nuts clean or something like that. It smells good though. You have like, what's your advice? What would you say your advice is, Allie and Pino, to making a relationship work?
Y'all look like you work. I mean, y'all look like you work. I don't know if I hit it on the head or maybe
They do.
judged it wrong. Or
they're awesome. I love
y'all
them.
just seem strong. Like, you know how it is, Pino, man. Yeah, it is, right? I don't know how to
I think
explain
it's
it.
the fact that me and him were friends before we started going out, because I met him in 2011 and I was 19
Years.
and we didn't go out until 2015-ish.
What's up?
Did you plan to have little man, or was he a surprise?
Both. We tried for a while and then kind of gave up, and then I ended up getting pregnant.
Yeah. See, he hit me in the feelers because he moved in after, like I said, after my hysterectomy. I had cancer, so I had to kind of have done. So whatever. And like about 2 weeks later, he says, if I was to ever have kids with anybody, I would have wanted to have them with you, which really, really kind of broke my heart because I just kind of felt like I could never give him that. But had I known that, I could have put the surgery off. And we could have had a kid.
The whole thing just stops. I didn't mean to. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my phone froze. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, that was like I think one of the most like emotional, like kind of really hurt things. Like I couldn't give him a kid, so we talked about adopting and stuff like that. But I don't think that we're gonna do that anymore. I'm 41. He's gonna be 41 soon, in a couple months, and on his birthday is our anniversary. We'll be married 4 years. So I think that we're at the point in our lives where like the kids, you know, the kids are older. My oldest moved out. He'll be 20 in February. My youngest just turned 16, and we both like sleep and we both enjoy being able to go out like on date nights and whatnot and not have to start over. So I think that had we done the baby thing or the adoption thing from the beginning, it would have been different. But I think now we are at a point where we're ready to continue to grow and have the kids grow with us and live our life. You know, I mean, he's going to buy me that RV, guys. I've been working on freaking ever, and he's finally going to buy me the RV. So I'm excited about that.
You're going to come see us, right? You're going to come see us?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I never want to hear like we can't go here or there, or this concert or that concert is too far because hotels and this and that is too expensive. I'm like, dude, home is where you fucking park. Mm-hmm. So I think he was holding off though because he knows like if we were to get into a fight, like I'll just jump in my RV and drive away in my home. So I think that's part of why he was holding off. But he's really looking forward to it. And then like we're getting it here soon. So when we can all get together and do that camping trip we're talking about, it's gonna be great. So I'm excited. I can't wait to just get together and hang out with you guys again. It's been way too long. You know, we talk all the time and it's nice to have a friend that, I mean, you don't live that far, but with work schedules and everything, you know, it's still kind of far and it's a pain in the ass because you have to set things up and whatnot. When we're on that coast, it's going to family, so there's never enough time, which I think is important too. Like, do you guys make it a point to see friends and stuff, or are you guys always together? Like, do you make yourselves crazy, just stuck, or do you like go and do things with friends?
I go out every once in a while. I make them go more because I like to be home and with person.
I like to be home too.
So that's a key ever.
I really do enjoy being home. I don't really like going anywhere, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't really go anywhere unless I'm with him or like the grocery store. Other than that, you know, like I don't have any reason to go like to a bar. Like say like I want to do karaoke and he doesn't feel like it. Like what? I don't have any place in a bar by myself. You know, like if I'm going to go out to a situation like that, my husband needs to be with me. That's how I feel.
I'm too shy for that.
Dead by Daylight with Sean. We looked it up. And Cynthia can.
Did you leave my water in the car?
You're leaving me to go play the Xbox? You're jumping shit, motherfucker?
No.
Don't look at me like that.
I got to give my...
Sit your dreaded ass down.
I got to give my login information. You hear me?
Whatever.
Give my nuts back.
Give you your nuts back. I got your nuts a long time before I even moved to this freaking state.
All right, hey, I'm about to go set up the X. What is that? PlayStation? What the hell is it?
Xbox.
I'm about to go set up the Xbox, whatever it is, and stream. I got to get passwords and all that on the Twitch. Hey, man, look, marriage ain't easy. Relationships, I don't know. Are they hard? Are they easy? They're difficult.
With you, it's easy.
One says difficult, one says easy.
I think it's easy with him because I know what to expect and I'm safe and secure, and I think that makes life a lot easier. I'm not saying that we haven't had issues where like trust may have been an issue or, just stupid fighting that just would not end. But that's just because of stubbornness. But at the end of the day, I think that being with you is the easiest thing I've ever done.
Same.
Fuck off.
All right, y'all. I'm going to go stream with Kiddo. Much love.
Bye.
Yeah, I am. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. It's so past my order.
Where is it on here?
It's right there on my phone.
Where's it on the computer? I'm not used to this one.
Fuck if I know.
Yeah,
I
don't
do anything on
the
this thing.
windows are weird. Why aren't they big?
I don't know. Because size don't matter when it comes to that shit. Allie, does size matter?
He's got to matter. You crazy?
And we went silent.
Listen.
I am tired.
Hey, babe, the size matter.
It's got to. That's just something that you guys say to be nice. Oh, motion of the ocean and whatever the hell that
There
was.
ain't no motion of the ocean. Fuck all that noise. Anybody that says size don't matter is lying.
Ain't nobody with a small
And if
pecker
you got a
like
small pecker, you better have an amazing tongue because I do not have no use for you.
Small pecker, they ain't winning in 2022.
So that's where I stand. But I love you, Allie. I love you, Pino. And I'm going to let all you.
Anymore. He's playing his Xbox. It's just you and me.
In my opinion, yes, it matters. Yes, I think it does. Are we still alive? Yeah, we are still alive. But I'm fixing to get up off of here.
Well, hey, look.
Yes, baby.
Hey, we got to get rid of these things. We have 700 of them. We can't do a giveaway, but we can give
So Matt's grandma gave me 10 or 15 fucking Santa hats. This is just not even like all that I have. There's more. As she said, to hand them out to my neighbors and go Christmas caroling.
That's one box. If you guys want a Santa hat, please.
When grandma says I have to do something or take something, how much
shit you have.
Like I take it. Like grandma legit gave me a bag full of bags and told me that you can never have enough bags. Okay, grandma. So I have a never-ending supply of bags that say enjoy and Santa hats. So there's that. Oh, thank you both for coming on. Please go caroling and do it live. I still can't even breathe because I'm like better, but my lungs and my cigarettes, like Allie laughs at me because I use my inhaler before I smoke so that I can like survive smoking. And then after I'm done smoking, I use my inhaler again. I'm not ever going to be able to do karaoke or anything again because of my fucking lungs. So I might do a live. Nobody ever shows up. Oh, well, yeah, you can't count on me because I'm never on the internet. But if I know you're live, I might try to make a quick appearance. Greensy, hey, sweetie, finally caught you. Like, hey, what's going on? What do you have a holiday or anything that you like celebrate that like means the most to you? Or like, do you have a special place that you go? Like we go to Carrabba's. Our first Valentine's Day, he took me there. And so every holiday or anniversary or birthday, we go to Carrabba's. Do you guys have a certain place or a certain holiday or something that you always do? Like, what tradition do you have?
we switch off on Valentine's Day. One year he gets to go all out, the next year I go all out. But somehow for the last like 3 years, it's been my turn every time.
So do you plan everything like dinner and everything that
Yeah.
goes along with it?
Yep.
What about so besides YouTube, because I know Pino it's kind of a big deal around these YouTube streets.
Oh
Like
God, don't get me
Matt.
started on that.
Like Matt, he always, he's always uploading and doing things and I don't, because I like to have like a life outside the internet without trying to sound like snobby, but if I spent as much time as he does, or like as a lot of other people like Kate, Marissa, Fupa, whatever the fuck you want to call that cunt, I would never like have laundry done, food cooked, clothes washed,
Oh
stuff
my
like
God.
that. So I just like, Matt's like, well, you're home, you can go live and you could do this and you could do that. You're right, I could, but when? And like if I did, and then say
Yeah,
I
it's like,
spent
when do you want
hours,
your food done, and do you want your laundry done, and do you want the house clean? Because we have to do all those things plus other things too.
right? What about, okay, well, I'll stay on for a little bit longer. Fuck it, he's playing fucking video games anyway.
So
Dumbass.
is he.
Yeah, it's okay. He's excited. They finally have the Xbox up and running. So, do you have something that you guys like to do, like at night? So after he's done doing whatever and dinner, whatever's done, we go out back and I have a fire going in the fire pit every night, and he works out, and then I'm usually texting you. We come back in, he'll take a shower, and then we'll watch a movie. Like, do you have like any type of like wind down for the night after the baby's in bed, like that you guys just do just for yourselves?
So he'll be playing video games, and I'll be texting you or looking at TikTok. And then after a while, like when he's done, if I don't fall asleep, we'll watch a TV show.
Gotcha.
Like we just finished Wednesday.
We started to watch a documentary called Stalkers.
I don't want anything to do with stalkers.
It's real life, like people in prison, and they tell their side of it, and then their victims tell their side of it. And a lot of it was really crazy because like these people, like they were like, I really don't think that I'm a stalker. I really don't, think that I did anything wrong. I was just trying to be like, like apologize. But yet you showed up at their house to apologize with like a taser and like handcuffs, and like, what the fuck were you thinking? So like, it's really crazy. And I really love to watch stuff like that because I think it's like fascinating to see inside, like of like, not see, but like to hear how these people's minds work. But then you hear the victims and like what they've gone through, and it's just like, oh my God, like could you imagine being in this predicament? Like, so we watch a lot of things like that, but a lot of horror movies. What do you guys agree on, like the type of movies and stuff that you want to watch, or do you have like one thing that you prefer and he doesn't?
So I don't like horror or thriller or any of that. He does. So I kind of stop him from watching them, except for when I fall asleep and he's still awake, he'll watch them. But we watch like comedies and action stuff like that. And then every once in a blue moon, he'll get me to watch some prison thing. Like we watched The Kids in Prison. I don't
We
know the name of it.
do watch like suspense and thriller and horror movies. We do watch a lot of that. We watched one called Old People, but I fell asleep, so I really have no idea like how it ended. But like it was all these old people in a retirement home, but they were being like drugged and whatnot, and like pretty much just abused. And the old people somehow just snapped out of it and like took over and killed everybody that like ran the facility. So, I mean, it was pretty good until I fell asleep, but he said that it ended good. But I don't know. Matt suggested that on one of his lives. It's insane. I've been stalked. So I had somebody who used to follow me a lot. When I would go to work,
Watching it.
I would find like I would look up and see them like peeking at me through the plants in like the floral department because it was right in front of the registers. And I worked at a grocery store up in New Jersey. It was ShopRite, and he would like be staring at me. So finally, I agreed to go on a date with this person because I'm like, well, maybe I can get rid of him that way. And it just got worse from there. I could not at all. Like I quit my job. I moved out of the town. I was moving out of the town anyway to go back to the other the New Brunswick area, but it was really just like crazy because I couldn't get rid of him and I had to change my number and everything. But like I don't know if it would have gotten bad had I not separated myself completely from that whole area. But could you imagine, like, it could be like one of those TV shows where I'm the person, like, this motherfucker tried to handcuff me. But have you had crazy experiences, like, that made it hard for you to move forward? Like, when Matt and I got together, I couldn't handle, like, fast movements. I was always flinching, and I had no reason to because I knew he wasn't going to hurt me. But at the same time, like fast movements triggered me really badly. And I always like was dipping and dodging like for no reason. I would just like go like that. And I think that hurt his feelings. And I had to like train myself to not do that. Like it was hard to force myself to just not move. I'd have to like force myself to sit still or I would just blink. If I saw him moving, because Matt's very fast all the time, no matter what he does. He's like everywhere. He's like, a squirrel when it runs across the street and doesn't know which way to go. Yeah. That's him all the time. So it took me a long time to get used to it. But did you have anything like that? Like when you and Pino got together and you had to get used to each other, but like you still had things lingering from the past that like kind of like tortured you?
Yeah.
Was it hard to get over those things? And like, did he notice that you had issues with it?
So he would ask a lot, like, are you okay with this? Or can we do this or that? And I would say yes or no. And he met in the middle, I guess you could say.
Right. I think that was a big part of us too, because like I had to actually break down and like explain a lot of what I went through that I didn't tell him because some of it did happen when I was back in Florida with my ex. And Matt will go to the end of the earth to protect me. And like the last thing I wanted was him to get in trouble because of some idiot. So he didn't learn about a lot of it until after we were together. And I think he felt kind of like, I don't want to say betrayed or like lied to, but I think he felt kind of like insulted or just hurt that like I didn't feel I could open up to him, but he understood that, I knew him as a person and I knew that he would do whatever he had to keep me safe. So
that reminds me when I first met Brandon and my ex took my car and I called him and I asked him if he can give me a ride and he asked me why was your car, because I've always had a car since I met him, and I said he took my car. So he came to get me and went to go drop me off where my car was at, and I told him you can't take me to the house. You gotta drop me off up the street at the park so I could walk the rest of the way. Because on the way there, him and the person that drove us there, they were plotting on how they were gonna like beat him up and stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. Like, you're just gonna
Yeah.
drop me off here and leave me, and then I'll meet up with you after.
Like, we have to, in our heads, like, keep
Remember
them
when
safe.
Harry took my car and I asked you for a ride and you and Matt gave me a ride?
Yeah, we have to, like, in our heads, we're trying to, like, protect them and keep them safe. And they're trying to protect us and keep us safe. So I'm sure that wasn't
Yeah.
easy for Pino to, like, let you walk.
Well, we barely knew each other. So, like, I don't know if I told you how we met, but it was kind of weird and on and off, kind of like yes one day, no one day.
Right. Did you guys hit it off right from the start? Like, you just felt like it was right?
Well, technically, I wasn't allowed to meet him
I know, I
because
remember
my
that.
ex was like, "You're gonna fall in love with him when you meet him," and I'm like, "No." So he let me go to the house with him one day, and he's the one that opened the door. And then he left with his girlfriend at the time. And then he called my phone because my ex didn't have a phone. And I was crying. And he asked me what was wrong. And then we hung out the next day.
Was that, like, did you feel kind of like out of your element hanging out with him, or you just knew that, like, you felt comfortable
I
with the.
was so fucking shy but comfortable and scared. He was very intimidating to me.
Matt is like the same person he was when he was a kid. So it's kind of like it didn't matter how much bigger he is now than he was then. He still is that same kid, that used to annoy me, and like we would play manhunt and tie me to a tree. So it was just kind of like,
How old were
I
you
don't
guys
know.
when
It
you
just
met?
kind of hmm?
How old were you guys when you met?
12.
12? Jeez, you were babies.
That's
I was
him when he was 12. I
19. He
met
was
him at
21.
his age when I met him. So yeah, he's definitely the same dorky little kid that I knew back then. Which I think made it easy because, well, we did a lot of like, talking on the phone and stuff. So when he was really nervous when we got together the first time, and he like kind of pre-gamed, so he showed up a little tipsy because he didn't know like what was going to happen. He was really nervous about seeing me the first time. It was like 20 years. So I was excited, but at the same time, I really didn't expect too much because, it was just like whatever. But
Yeah, I got a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning. Say, hey, you want to hang out? And I'm like, I was sleeping. And he, I guess, just left the club. And I told him, call me back in like 2 hours. So we ended up hanging out at 6 o'clock in the morning, watched sunrise at the beach.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like ever go on like little, like, just you and him, like, just, hey, let's pack up, like, what, like, we went and camped on the at the causeway in Sanibel for 4 days, and we pretty much just like acted like we were homeless. We just put whatever in the car, and we camped, and we just went wherever, did whatever. And we always have like these little adventures. You never know what we're gonna do or where we're gonna end up. Like, do you guys just have
We did
times
that
where you're like,
more when we didn't have Bryson. because like his daughter, we would have her on the weekends, but
Mhm.
now that we have Bryson, it's a little more different. But we'll go places every once in a while. Like for
Yeah.
his birthday, we went to Universal. But yeah,
We took
when
the
my
kids.
birthday, when we made up with you guys, we went for mine and Michaela's birthday. We took both
Right.
the kids with us.
Okay.
So sometimes we'll go alone, sometimes we'll go with the kids.
Yeah, that's why I was like, bring the kids with you. Like it'll be just like a fun family, like family friends, like just camping and hanging out, and the kids will
Yeah.
have fun, and it'll be great. Like there's, I'm very, we're very family oriented, but at the same time, there's no reason that we can't just get together and hang out and like just have fun, because eventually the kids go to
Yeah.
sleep, and then we have a fire going or whatever the case is, if we have a few beers or whatever, like it's just there's always a way to incorporate the kids and family into friends and hanging out. There's always
Yeah.
ways to make that work. So that's like a big thing that not mine that we always do. Like every other weekend we won't have Robert because he goes to his dad's. So on weekends we do have him. We'll go to like an amusement park, or we'll take him horseback riding or something. Just random things. But then on weekends we don't have him. You just don't know. It's either we're just going to be home and we're going to hang out and do whatever we do, or we just like take a bunch of stuff with us and we go because we don't know if we're going to be coming back home that night. So it's fun. It's nice to have that, like, I guess that spur of the moment. He once asked me like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, let's go to Georgia. I have a friend in Atlanta. So we went to my friend's for my birthday. It's like, why not, and I think that's going to be more, the situation that ends up happening once we have the RV, because then we can do it with or without our kids,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we got really lucky that my grandparents, which are Bryson's great grandparents, they will watch him any day, at any time, if we want to go somewhere or do something. Like when we left for Universal, we were supposed to go for one night, and I think we ended up going for 2 nights.
Right. I was like, Matt, I want to meet them. I think you guys went to Tampa, and he's like, well, can we go tomorrow? I'm like, no, they're going home tomorrow. And he's like, shit, because like he just got home from work or whatever the case was. I forget, but it's always hard because like I know you guys have your schedule and then we have ours. Well, he has his, and it's like opposite. Like he's off weekends but works all week, and you guys have different days, so it's kind of hard to plan things.
Yeah, because he works Saturdays and he's off Sunday and Monday, and I'm off Saturday and Sunday.
I know. I'm like, come on, get your stuff. Let's go. And you're like, I can't. I'm like, tell him to call out of work. Damn it! Stop being so responsible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because it's hard. Because like if he calls out on a Saturday, he has to make that day up, or he'll get it like paid or whatever, and I'm off. But on Monday, I have to go to work because since I do property management, I have to be there. So it's not as easy for me to call off.
I could not do your job because just being on the phone with you that day and hearing what you were going through, I was like, dude, I'd be
being on the
fired.
phone with me the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks have been hell.
I am going to let you go because I am exhausted. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
He's going to be up probably all night playing video games, and then he's going to be like sleeping in the car on the way to work tomorrow, and I'm just going to be annoyed because I get to be awake by myself, and I don't want to, but I'm tired.
You can always text me, and I'll text you whenever I can.
Yeah, I know. I'll talk with you soon. Kiss the hubby for us, and thanks for hanging out and chatting with us. We have to get together and do that one live that we were talking about.
Yeah.
One of these days. But all right, everybody. I am going to say goodnight. Much love and respect to
Bye.
everyone. Stay safe and stay out. Night, Allie.
Good night.